Michelle, welcome to IGM. Please tell us who you are and what you do.
So my name's Michelle Mercer. I'm one of the directors of a company called Total Excellence Centre, and we specialise in business skills training, so management, leadership, sales, business development, personal effectiveness, everything around the training arena to do with developing people within your business, with the exception, I might add, of IT and anything technical.
Why is that?
It's just, I think there are many people out there that specialise in that field who are probably far more competitive, far more experienced, and we play to our strengths with a team of 17 consultants around the country. They've all walked the talk as managers, leaders, business owners, salespeople, and have been in their field for many, many years.
Yeah.
So we work with our experts, and there are others out there too. So anything IT related or digital marketing, there are people better set up to get involved in that kind of delivery.
So the training, is it, do you get a certificate at the end of it? Is it?
Yeah, across the board, we will always give out company certificates, co-branded with the employers that we're working with, and or we deliver accredited training as well, so everything in the management, leadership, team leader, supervisory arena. We've been an ILM accredited centre now for 17 years, so that's the Institute of Leadership and Management, and we deliver qualifications from level 2, 3, 4 and 5. And also the coaching and mentoring qualifications as well. So with that, you have to do some form of assessments, some form of coursework in order to achieve the formal and nationally recognised certificate.
And these different training, is it what would say workshops?
They're mostly workshops, yep. So we work with groups, so group learning.
How many in the group?
Anything between 12 and 14.
Right.
We'll be in a group. If we go in company, we're also involved in other projects where we bring businesses together, so maybe about 15, 16 people,
Right.
which that then offers a great networking opportunity. We've just had a conversation about networking, you know, how well it works and when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But in a learning arena, or when you're learning from peers, from people from other businesses, actually that's a fantastic way to network, and many of our clients have gone on to do business together when we do the public courses too.
And do you just, you say national?
Yes.
Isn't it hard to keep on top of 17?
Of
Nationally?
trainers?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, many of them have worked with us. If I think about the likes of Tom's been with us 17 and a half years now.
Right.
Was from Scotland, moved to the Northwest and been there for probably 14, 15 years. So we've got clients in the north of the country, we've got clients in the south and right the way in the middle as well. And depending on who the best person is to do that job, they'll travel. So we're in regular contact with them, we Skype, we have meetings, we're taking some of the team to Verona in 2 weeks' time as a thank you for all of the work that they've done with a huge project we've been involved in for the last 2.5 years.
And it's, well, this is national, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you do it in-house, inside businesses and outside as well on...
Yeah, so our core business is training in-house. So we will work with people like the fire service, in nuclear, in chemical sectors, in manufacturing businesses, where we'll work with the board down. So
Right.
we'll look at vision, mission, strategy, if that's what their agenda is and that's what they need to do. We'll look at the top tier in terms of the makeup and the mix of that, the team dynamics. We use behavioural profiling tools and attitudinal profiling tools. And then we'll design a range of development programs for them. So that could be a leadership program for the top tier. It could be a sales program for the business development people. It could be a key account strategy for seasoned, experienced salespeople who've got some large national accounts. And so we'll work with the heads of L&D, the managing directors, the HR directors, and pull together a development program that is really a pathway of learning for people within that organisation.
Is this for people that have just started with the company? Or
Oh gosh, no.
Been in it for years?
You'd be amazed how many people come on our programmes who've been in business for many years and they've been great at IT, for instance.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they've been a great leader or a great manager or even a great communicator. So now they get to a point where the business, they need to do something for themselves. They either need to take that back step and bring in people under them, or they need to engage and become that inspirational leader in a business. And sometimes they need those tools to be able to do that. So it can be people who've been around the block for many years, in business for many years, or people coming into organisations too, and they're on that talent path.
So how do you cope with people, say, if they've got their own business and they feel they know it all, that they're unemployable because of, that they've been the head of the company? How do you train somebody like that?
It's tailored. Everything is tailored. So if we were working with a director, a managing director of a company, it might be that we put 1 or 2 coaches in there. We're working on a project at the minute with a business in Salford Quays. They're in the construction industry. We're working with 7 directors, associate directors, and 2 founding partners. And so we've got 4 coaches in there, different personalities for different people.
Yeah.
And we've provided them with 8 coaching sessions each. They work out the dynamics of what that looks like with their specific coach that they've chosen. And then we put these coaching patterns in place for them, and that is supported with telephone and Skype coaching as well, because it isn't always possible to get in and do that face to face, and some people prefer the telephone coaching as well.
And how do you source these clients? Is it through on the phone? Is it networking?
It's mostly business development. We've been around for 26 years. We've got some very, very long-standing clients. We get referred an awful lot. We get great Google reviews. We have testimonials, both video and written testimonials.
Yeah.
And we're out there speaking to people all of the time. We're very selective about the networking events we go to. You can quite easily get lost in all of that and end up going to the opening of an envelope, and that's just not our bag at all. If we want to be involved with businesses who are serious about their staff and their development and their business growth, we want to know that those people are going to be at the events that we attend.
And what are you trying to achieve with your business? Because you've been going quite a long time now. Is it something that you'd probably look to collaborate with any other training company, or?
Maybe in the future, maybe in 3 to 5 years' time, I'd be probably looking at some kind of an exit strategy.
Yeah.
But right now we've got a great team of people. We're working in some fantastic space and delivering some great projects with some amazing businesses. And I'm not ready yet to give up the ghost, as it were. So we've been approached a number of times to get involved with other businesses, and or been approached to sell the business. But the timing's just not right. Maybe 3 to 5 years. Would I say no to somebody if they knocked on the door? I'd always have a conversation. So if there's anybody out there, come and talk to me.
Talk to the camera.
Come and talk to me.
Brilliant. So what motivates you, Michelle? Because you're having to go out there and you're not actually doing the training.
I don't deliver the training, no.
You don't deliver the training.
So I'm a behavioural analyst, so I use a lot of the profiling tools, and I'll do one-to-one with people.
Yeah.
But I will go out and we'll develop programmes with the clients and bring in the right trainers or coaches or facilitators to get involved in that project. So I will assess who that person is best suited to. And it might be that we've got 6 or 7 people delivering on a particular project. We did a huge project in the nuclear sector a few years ago. We had 7 facilitators delivering at different levels on different projects, and every other month we came together as a team to look at what was working well, what we needed to tweak, and we worked with the HR director on that as well. Right. So we genuinely work collaborative with our clients and the delivery team as well.
And what's been your best achievement really with the business training? I mean, nuclear is quite...
it's a great sector
it's
to
up
be
there,
in.
isn't it?
Yeah. We've worked in the fire and rescue service now for 15 years, maybe 16 years actually.
Yeah.
We've done some fantastic work with area commanders, borough commanders, right the way through to all of the support staff. We've tendered for that work every 4 years. We've won that work every 4 years. I think that's testament to the delivery team and to the relationship that we've got with the client. They trust us, and we get them, and they get us. And at the end of the day, in our world, people buy from people, and our trainers need to demonstrate that they understand that pain that people go through as they grow and develop within an organisation. So lots of great achievements for a business, probably too many to even mention even now, but we work with some brilliant companies, and one of our clients we've worked with since 2001, and I don't think there are many businesses out there that could say they've had that length of a relationship, and they're a huge retail organisation, a very well-known brand. And
what's been the most popular profession that you train? What's
there isn't. We've probably worked in every single sector. We do an awful lot of work in the legal sector, and that took a long time to sort of crack that sector. Interestingly, it's a sector that if you've worked with company A, they want to talk to you. If you were working in logistics and you were working with some of the bigger known brands, they wouldn't really want you in their space because it's too competitive. But in the legal sector, once you've sort of made that inroad, and we have, and we're working at a senior level with some large tier 1, 2 and 3 firms, other people want to come and talk to you as well. And so it's referrals and word of mouth.
And what do you say to critics that say, well, you don't work in my profession, what do you know?
I can't honestly say that we've really had anybody say that to us, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah.
We work in digital, we work in IT, we work across lots of different sectors. We're doing massive amount of work in the construction industry as well. It's not a market that we'd ever sort of tapped into before. When we started the business in the early 90s, we were contacted by a guy called Mike Lee, who was a chairman of Air Tours International. I mean, they're not around anymore. But we worked with Air Tours for 10 years as our sole training provider, and we'd never, ever worked in aviation or within the airline business at that time. But they'd heard about some of the work that we'd done through a contact that we had, and they gave us that opportunity. And from there, then we went to work with other regional airlines, airports, service providers, Alpha Catering, Service Air, and all of the knock-on businesses attached to that supply chain.
So there's not really any profession that you...
No, there isn't. Over the years that we've been around, no, there's really not. I suppose if there's any that we don't do a huge amount in, it tends to be maybe hotels. They don't necessarily, hospitality. They don't necessarily always have the budget. We have worked with a few. We've worked with the Marriott Group and we've worked with the Eclectic Hotel Group. But generally speaking, they tend not to spend a lot. Now, I don't know if that's a churn because of the sector that they're in, but pretty much we've touched every sector across the board.
Well, the Eclectic Hotel's taken over by the Hook Group
they
now,
have,
isn't it?
Yeah, big changes there.
That would be a great account to have, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So they've been involved in some of our leadership programmes.
And how can people get in touch with you?
So we've got a website, obviously, so it's totalexcellencecentre.com. Our office number is 0161 274 9292. And you can also contact us at enquiries@tech-uk.com. That's tec-uk.com.
And do you use social media at all?
We do. We're on Twitter, so tech_training. We're on all of them, LinkedIn. We've got our own YouTube page. We do a bit of everything. I think you do need to tap into all of the different sort of social media sites. Some work better for us than others.
And something that I didn't mention is this training all funded?
No, it's not. 70-80% of our work is commercial work, where we go in business, we engage with employers, and we design and deliver training strategies, training programs, development programs for their staff. But over the last, I would say, 15, 16 years, there have been pots of money that have been scattered around, certainly in the Northwest, in Greater Manchester, and we've tapped into that. So 5 years ago, we started working with the Growth Hub, and we became their lead provider on a programme called EDP, which is their Executive Development Programme. So over the last 5 years, we've probably put near on 400 businesses through some of our leadership and bold leadership training programmes. That has been funded. And right now we're in another space which is funded by the ESFA, and we're running accredited ILM Level 2 and Level 4 development programmes. They are funded. It's a fantastic opportunity.
What's ILM?
So the ILM is the Institute of Leadership and Management.
Right, okay.
They're the largest awarding body in Europe for management and leadership and coaching qualifications. So there's a great opportunity for Greater Manchester-based businesses to get involved in that. We're probably now at around 750 learners, and we've also got the contract for Lancashire, so anybody that's Lancashire-based too can get involved in this programme. Every place is worth £2,000 per learner, and we've got some businesses taking upwards of 20 people through the programmes. So you very rarely come across those opportunities, and now's the time to sort of make hay, as it were.
A quick one. If I asked you how many people have you put through training with the company over the years, how many would you...
Thousands. Thousands. It's not something really that I've tracked now after all of these years, 20 plus years.
Yeah.
In the thousands, tens of thousands. Yeah.
How do you see the future of training, say, in 3 to 5 years' time?
Oh gosh, that's a bit of an unknown, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, there is nothing really new out there in the learning and development world. it is definitely the way it's packaged, tailored specifically to meet a business needs, and delivered as well by experts in their field. You know, e-learning has been a big thing. It's been around now for a good few years.
Yeah.
Some people love it. A lot of people dislike it immensely. I think it's there to aid learning. I think there are people out there that love to learn in their own time and are not necessarily comfortable in working in groups. We do a combination of both where applicable, but mostly ours is about interaction and group learning, whether that's experiential, whether that's just in a traditional classroomy style. And when I say traditional, I don't mean talk and chalk, because we're very much not about talk and chalk, but ours is about practical learning application. So lots of exercises, practical exercises, case studies and so on. So we have a learning platform, an online learning platform, and that complements some of our accredited training. That tends to be for people who want to progress into sort of diploma arenas. So it's there. Will it continue to be there? I'm quite sure it will. There are a lot of people out there making a lot of money out of e-learning, but not everybody is a fan of it. And I think it will always be there to supplement and support some of the traditional ways of learning.
What's the hot topics in training at the moment?
For us at the moment, leadership is huge, and sales and business development. At the end of the day, sales is king, isn't it? It's what generates the income into a business. Yeah. But with growth, business grows, and so therefore you need to be looking at the people who are moving up through your business as well. Many years ago, leadership wasn't really, people talked about it, they didn't invest the type of money that they are doing now. It's huge. Change is another big one, problem solving, decision making, challenging conversations, resilience. You hear all of these buzzwords, but we actually combine all of those topics into a structured leadership and or management development program. So we wouldn't go into a business for a day and cover all of those things. They're too vast. We would design and deliver them over a period of months. So we're working with the business to look at what are the change issues that they're facing at the minute, what are the challenges that they're facing at the minute, what are the conflict implications that's happening in the organisation, and how are the people dealing with that. So the cyclia, they vary. You know, we go through phases where we'll deliver rafts of sales and business development training, and then the next thing is management and leadership development. And I suppose it depends what's happening out there in the commercial world as well.
And how important do you think it is for businesses to upgrade the staff, to train their staff to a higher level rather than just get a recruitment company to come in?
It's critical. We had a recruitment business for many, many years that sat side by side our business, and we do still do some recruitment, but specialist recruitment, and that's through clients who know that space that we're in, and they'll come to us and we'll headhunt and search for people. Listen, we all know how expensive it is to recruit people. The actual exercise of using an agency, if you do that, or the online route where you've got to trawl through 300 CVs and maybe one of those people is suitable. So people don't like losing good people. If you don't invest in your people, for sure they will leave. And you can give them a £2,000 pay rise, but that suddenly gets sucked into the daily life, bills, family, cars, mortgages and so on. People want to learn, they want development opportunities to develop themselves and progress within an organisation.
Excellent. Michelle, Mercer, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.